Oh man, guys, are you excited for next Marvel project? Because there's a bunch of people that watched previous Marvel project and said the previous Marvel project was the best Marvel project since previous Marvel project. So yes, next one's going to be the best one, and you better believe it because it's going to be setting up the next Marvel project, which is going to be even bigger and even better because it has all of the keys. I'm sorry, people, that you remember, and they're just it's going to be a big battle and Doctor Doom. Oh my God! Yeah, it's going to be so great, isn't it? Okay, the Fantastic Four first steps, bro. I mean, that first trailer came out and I was totally underwhelmed. Not even just for, the shoddy CGI on female Silver Surfer. I mean, just listening to the dialogue, how Mr. Fantastic is just going to be ultimately a failing cuck. I think because, the Thunderbolts or the new Avengers, a final post-credit scene, how you have the Fantastic Four ship coming into the 616 Marvel universe, you know that they fail at the end of the movie. So it's kind of like how everybody knew that Task Manager was going to end up getting blasted in the Thunderbolts because her name wasn't on the chair stream. We just had Fantastic Four spoiled for us, ultimately. But I was already reading between the lines on that one, and hey, maybe good for Marvel because nobody's watching the fucking Thunderbolts. Oh, but it had a really good second weekend. Hold, shut your mouth. Nobody cares. Nobody's seen it. It's one of the worst performing Marvel films of all time. And after this next weekend, ain't nobody gonna remember that shit, and it's only gonna take a matter of time before everybody looks back and goes, yeah, that wasn't actually very good, and I don't remember it. It's gonna have the Thunderbolts, a new Avengers, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's ultimately going to fall the exact same fate that fell Thor the Dark World, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Shang-Chi, and a whole bunch of that other crap. Oh yeah, films that were, all right, yeah, that came out. I really liked it at the time, but now I can't remember anything about it. All these goldfish brain consumers that are out there who are, yeah, oh my God, guys, this is the best Fantastic Four movie ever. That's what they'll be saying for a week until they go and watch the big Dino movie again. Oh man, July is going to be a big, busy month, but it's not going to be a fun month. It's not going to be an enjoyable month because entertainment is really, really dead this summer. And then we got a third Avatar movie coming out around Christmas. Jesus Christ. Thank God it's coming out around Christmas because I need something to offset that amount of depression that $2 billion movie is going to befall upon people. But hey, just like the Thunderbolts, nobody's going to remember Avatar after they leave the theaters 3 hours later. Wow, that was really pretty, and the character, it was pretty, but going back to Fantastic Four here, the sex-swapped Silver Surfer described as more perfect than you know. Jesus Christ, is this really what we're doing? You're introducing Galactus, you're introducing Marvel's first family, and you're introducing Silver Surfer, but you're making it a chick, and that's supposed to be better. Isn't that the meme? They're sticking a chick in it, and they're making it lame and gay. Well, who knows if she's ultimately gay, but anybody really be surprised? But okay, let's take a look at this. Social media outlet Collider and writer Collier Jennings, all right, declared that Julie Garner, okay, the sex swap Silver Surfer in the MCU is actually more perfect than you know. In the article, Collier cites Garner's recent comments in Entertainment Weekly where she admits she was surprised that Marvel Studios cast her as a Silver Surfer. And she was asked, were you a fan of the Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer, before joining the movie? Or did you have to go in on a deep dive in the comics? Oh, yes, after you were cast. No and no. Next question. Garner replied, I knew the basics of certain comic book characters and that there was a Marvel world and a DC world and that they're very different. Jesus Christ. I knew about some of the famous comic book characters. Some of them I didn't know. So get to the fucking point, you idiot. So when I got presented with this opportunity, I was like, yeah, wait, what, me? Yeah, I was in disbelief almost because it was so cool. Yeah, okay. So were you a fan of this? I know that there are things in comics, and then I got given the contract and I see how many zeros were on that, and I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. I want to be a part of this. I knew who the Silver Surfer was, and I got to know the Silver Surfer more when I signed on to the project. Yeah, and we've also known that there are several creatives, at least the people behind the scenes at Marvel, that are told to stay away from the source material. Were you given such a directive? I really dived in. I read a lot of Fantastic Four and Silver Surfer comics before starting the project. Okay, that's good. And that probably also, just really, really drove home that, yeah, I'm not the right person for this role. So the follow-up question to this is, okay, cool. Did you know anything about the Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer, and now do you have a severe case of imposter syndrome? Okay, that's what the follow-up should have been, but was it? I doubt it. And I knew that this Fantastic Four was going to be told in a very different way than even the other movies. Oh, fantastic. Pun not intended. Later in the interview, she was asked about casting process and admitted that she was perplexed when it was revealed to her that she would be playing a sex-swapped Silver Surfer. We met up at some restaurant in Burbank or something. I don't even remember. Wow, one of the more significant castings of your career, and you can't even remember the particulars. This is just, it really screams somebody who really cares about the project that they're working on. But I knew it was for the Fantastic Four, and I was confused because it was like, wait, isn't the Silver Surfer a man? I was just like, oh, well, I'll play anything. Christ almighty, man. Like, okay, cool. If I was an actor and I was approached, hey, finally, okay, I was approached by Marvel. Hey, guys, finally, we've got the script together. We finally got the creatives in place. I know that we've been through like 8 or 9 different directors and a handful of writers as well. But Dawn, we really think that you would be perfect to play Blade. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking me seriously for this role. Okay, I'm really honored by the opportunity, but yeah, I'm just I don't really think I'm gonna work out that well for Blade. I think that there might be a little bit pushback. But Jesus Christ, man. Okay, yeah, I'll play anything. But no, guys, Fantastic Four, you know, we're so back, right? Because the Thunderbolts, even though that was also a holdover, but this is finally, you know, just really bringing to fruition. Okay, this is the culmination of Marvel's brand new strategy that they've been peddling for how many years at this point in time? A real focus on quality instead of quantity. Tell me, how many more projects from Marvel are coming out this year? Oh, we got how many more shows and how many more movies? Fantastic stuff. And yeah, once again, yeah, focus on quality, not quantity. How many people are signed on for Avengers Doomsday? I rest my case. I should probably, I was a big fan of Matt's, okay, talking about the director, Matt Shakman. There was already in my mind, like, I should probably meet with Matt Shakman because he's a very smart director, and I love his work. And it was explaining to me how it's actually Shalabal and that whole thing. Oh, yeah, right. You know, that chick that was in the comics for, what, 3 issues? How... Now, after we've, you know, been through an era of properly, you know, telling good stories, now we can start appealing to, oh, it was in the comics, so that means that it's good. You know, all of the arguments that when Marvel was really cooking, that all of the simps would throw at anybody who cared about the source material. Oh, you're just a nerd, but now you want to run it back. Oh, see, you shouldn't be upset about the female Silver Surfer because there's one in the comics. It's so strange how we're coming back to these arguments. But yes, as Collier noted, Garner also shared that her character will seemingly have similar motivations to Norrin Rad, because yeah, this is legitimately just going to be Norrin Rad just with a pair of tits. This is a sex swap in all but name, okay? Like, no, this isn't going to be an expedited story where eventually you could, you know, run it back and tell the story of Norrin Rad, have him come in at a later date, maybe have him come in at Doomsday or Secret Wars, or if you're going to be doing anything else with the, you know, the Fantastic Four moving forward. No, this is her taking the story of Norrin Rad and giving it a feminist facelift. Ta-da! Going to be very interesting. I have to be so cryptic about everything, otherwise I'm going to have Marvel come after me. It was described as there's a mystery about her, and there's this sense of ambiguous energy going on whether she's good or not, which is, yeah, interesting. She's the Herald of Galactus, so she works for Galactus, but you're not sure where she stands. Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing, man, okay? There's a reason why she's being cryptic, mostly because nobody knows what the fuck is actually going to be the final cut hitting the screens, because, ladies and gentlemen, the Fantastic Four first steps undergoing reshoots 2 months before release. Alarming sign of trouble for film that was supposed to save the MCU. No, that's Thunderbolts, and it's performing really well. Critics and audiences like it, even though nobody's watching it. Marvel's Fantastic Four First Steps is entering dangerous territory with late-stage reshoots just months before it hits the big screen. Yeah, because we heard the cope from the previous trailer that, oh, the CGI on the female Silver Surfer isn't done, where it's like, fucking tick, 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 you know, time's a ticking. But no, there's apparently enough time to go back and do reshoots, and you know what it's about? Well, just take a look at this. 2.5 months left until its scheduled July 25th release date. The highly publicized Marvel reboot is currently undergoing filming, once again in LA. And for many, this echoes this familiar disaster for Marvel Studios and Disney, because you know who's back on set doing some reshoots? Well, that would be Julie Garner. And I think we're going to be getting the origin of Shalabal, and I've heard this batted around a couple of different times as to what exactly we could be dealing with right here, okay? Because the story of Norrin Rad is ultimately he sacrifices himself so that his planet and his people don't ultimately get consumed by Galactus. So yeah, he ends up having to become a herald of Galactus. He has to bear the cross of being the Silver Surfer, dispensing judgment on the rest of the universe. That's his fate. But what are we going to do? Okay, is Shalabal going to be equally as self-sacrificing? But oh no, you've also got to, weigh that up against the fact that, yeah, the Silver Surfer is ultimately a bad guy. Okay, coming around saying, hey, y'all, your world has been marked for death. You can't have that. You can't have a woman painted in a negative light in the MCU. But you know what you can? You can show and you can depict a woman being oppressed. So maybe, perhaps, she's getting pushed out. Maybe she's the one that's being given up for sacrifice, a la other ancient rituals. And she ends up having to become the Silver Surfer, and she's being oppressed by Galactus. So instead of him being a force of nature, no, he's just being a domineering man. I don't know for sure. Those are theories that I've heard batted around, and nothing is too fucking dumb for the MCU. Recent set photos reveal Julie Garner filming scenes as Shalabal, the female Silver Surfer, wearing a white cosmic patterned dress and sporting long blonde hair, notably absent any trace of her Silver Surfer form. No chrome skin, no board, no motion capture suit, just a solemn figure standing out on the shoreline, and everybody goes, that's Silver Surfer, and everybody's like, fucking what? This could mean the studio's adding a flashback scene to the female surfer late in the game. Is a striking image because it might mean Marvel is still figuring out who or what this character even is. Yeah, exactly, because she was totally absent. Like, we heard about the casting of Julie Garner. That was right after the announcement of the Fantastic Four themselves. Pedro and Eddie from Stranger Things and post-wall Vanessa Kirby, and I forget who the fucking Thing is. Some idiot from The Bear. Oh, he cooks, so that we're going to make the Thing a cook. Oh, shut up. But as much as we knew about the female Silver Surfer, she wasn't in that first teaser trailer that dropped a couple of months ago prior to the official trailer that dropped somewhat recently. But in that first teaser, you had John Malkovich as what people are saying is Mole Man. I know that there's another, Paul Walter Hauser is also supposed to be in there as a villainous character as well. And then, yeah, of course, you had Galactus, who's going to be played by Ralph Ineson, who's got a fantastic voice, but you've got, I guess, Godzilla is, okay, because he's not exactly that big. Oh, but Galactus can change shape. It's like, whatever, man. He's supposed to be a devourer of worlds. He's supposed to be a fucking force of nature. He's got heralds to do his talking for him. Like, just, this is gonna be trash. For the visual effects heavy blockbuster like Fantastic Four, reshoots this close to release are not typical, and they are extremely alarming. The film requires months of CGI rendering, especially with characters like Galactus and cosmic heralds like the Silver Surfer. Scenes filmed now will go straight into the VFX pipeline under extreme time constraints. And yeah, like, Marvel's done this before. Hell, it ended up, they ended up having to patch Spider-Man No Way Home after its initial release. Like, it's a video game having to drop a day one patch. Like, what the hell are we doing? Captain America Brave New World infamously underwent massive reshoots just months before its release, and the final product showed every crack. Oh yeah, but hey, the Thunderbolts didn't undergo, it didn't undergo extensive reshoots, and that's why that film was so good. Yeah, just take a look at certain hairstyles for Bob and Bucky, and yeah, you'll notice a couple of things are a little bit out of place. But hey, no, it's so great. We're so back, guys. Fantastic Four is going to be amazing because Pedro Pascal is great. And the world's smartest man isn't going to be just, a meandering cuck who's ultimately responsible for the planet that they're on being consumed by Galactus and them having to escape in shame. No, that's definitely not what this story is totally going to be about. Your male feminist Human Torch and your misunderstood monster, the Thing. It's going to be so great. Aren't you going to be so excited for the Invisible Woman to lead the Future Foundation and for Pedro Pascal to cry on her shoulder because he can't work out the calculations? It's just too damn hard. Isn't this going to be so much fun? Aren't you looking forward to this in July? Fucking kill me. Marvel's so back, right, guys? So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your guide and get after it and take care, everyone.